Welcome to our Back to School series, Transitioning to School, where we're gearing up, getting organized, and diving into everything you need to start the school year strong. Backpacks? Check. New shoes? Check. Now let's talk about what really matters this back-to-school season, the minds shaping our littlest learners. Today, we're sitting down with an educator who didn't just stop at the classroom door. She turned her passion for early childhood into a full-on brand, becoming a teacherpreneur on a mission. From Circle Time to CEO Moves, Melinda Whitney is here to break down what our youngest students really need, why early learning sets the tone for everything, and how she's rewriting the rules with heart, hustle, and a whole lot of creativity. Welcome to What's Trending, Melinda.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's so great to have you here with us today. Now, let's start with your story. How did you go from the classroom teacher to a full-on teacherpreneur?
Okay, well, I've been in the education system for I don't want to say because I don't want to guess my age, but about almost 30 years.
Okay.
And so I've taught in many of the schools here in Nassau, and like the bigger environments. And in my pursuit of just trying to interact with the students, I find that some of the brightest students, because their classrooms are so big, you're not able to reach them. So, my thing was, I want to be able to reach as many students as possible, but I know that I only could have done it probably in a small environment. So I decided to branch out and start Serenity Christian Academy.
So when did you have that aha moment when you said, you know what, I want to build my brand?
Okay, I guess from I went into the educational system, I knew that I always had that passion to be an entrepreneur, so to start my own business. I wasn't planning on just working for others for the rest of my life. So at some point I realized that I want to branch out and I want to do something for myself, something more intimate and something for myself.
So how then did your students or your teaching experiences then now shape this brand that you've been building? Okay,
so what has happened is in many of the educational programs that I would have done in terms of being degreed, we learned that different variations of learning, how children learn, how to engage them, what are some of the best concepts to get them engaged in learning. And so I in the passion of pursuing and trying to figure out what is best for the little learners, I think I came up with a plan in terms of small, intimate, and safe, and it's been working for the past 13 years, so I think I'm doing something right.
Well, that sounds good.
Yes.
So in your opinion, what would you say is the one thing you think that we're getting wrong or that we're overlooking when it comes to early childhood education?
If I'm going to look from the parent's perspective, in terms of sometimes we think because they're so little that they're not able to experience a learning experience on that level. Like we think they're too young to learn different concepts. Like they're little babies, but the thing that I've learned is they're little people.
Yes, they are.
So because they're little people, they're very engaging. And if you just take the time or a little time with them, you'll find out that they learn from, differently. And I'll give you an example because I had my grandson out the other day, and we were passing Dunkin' Donuts. He can't read, but he knew
the shape.
The shape, and he knew the symbol, and he knew that was donuts. So, you try to show parents that even though they're little, they're 3 and they're 4, there's still room for learning, and there's different ways that we can use to teach them, to help them to engage in learning.
So with that example that you referenced, what do you think that we need more of in those early years, just besides snack time for our early learners?
Well, I'm going to be honest in saying that the thing with our educational program for the little ones, right? Because I'm an independent school, I get to decide what my curriculum would look like for a 4-year-old. Now, in some instances, they don't want the kids at 4 with crayons. They mightn't want them using pencils. They might just want them pasting, cutting. So it all depends on the curriculum and the school, what they think is best for the children. But because I have a preschool and I have the little ones, I have to be excited about learning and teaching the little ones, So we have to figure out ways to get them, to engage them, to make them understand that we're playing, yes, but we're also learning. So we try to engage a lot of play into the learning for the little ones to make them feel like we're playing, but we're actually teaching concepts on the side.
And it makes it fun, too.
Yes.
We know that running a business is definitely not a joke. So what would you say was the most surprising part of it for you in terms of stepping into this new role?
Well, like I usually tell people when I'm giving them my story, when you you're working or you're employed at a school, you don't have to worry about what's going on. So let's say the toilet breaks. You call the principal. Let's say we ran out of copy and paper, the printer breaks down, you call the principal, right? Mm-hmm. When you step into now, you're the owner, or you're in charge, or you're taking care of a business, everything falls on you.
Yes,
now it's like,
for sure.
If something's break, Mrs. Whitney, we need this. I have to figure out how to get it done.
So it's all about pivoting and maneuvering to get it all done.
Yes. So that's been the biggest part of, just trying to start a business and getting everything done on your own. Everything falls on your shoulder.
That's a lot, but I'm sure you make it happen.
Definitely.
And so what advice then would you give to other educators who may have big ideas but just don't know where to start?
I guess I would go back to, for me, it's believing in yourself. Believing in if that's something that you want to do, and believing that you can do it. And then sometimes, like you said, the fear, you're a little afraid of, and honestly, anybody who owns a business will tell you there's a little fear in stepping out on your own. But as educators, what I find is that because we're so, we're almost pushed into learning because we need to keep up to date with what's going on.
Yes.
So, it's good that we go figure out what it is that we want to do early and then go ahead and jump into it. So I would encourage anybody who's want to make that leap, just
make it happen. Just go for it.
Just go for it.
And if parents want to get in contact with you, say to, find out more about your institution and about enrolling their kids, what do they need to know?
Okay, so our school is located in the south. It's off Cowpen Road. And the phone contact, the numbers for the school is 341-1245. And then we have a cell phone number that is 636-6610.
Well, thank you so much, Melinda, for joining us on What's Trending today and sharing not only your story, but your incredible insights into early childhood education. That's definitely been impactful for us here today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, here's to more bright beginnings and inspired minds. There's more What's Trending after the break.